Storytelling. It's one of the oldest and most powerful ways humans connect. Think about it. We don't just remember the facts, we remember how stories make us feel. Want to be the kind of person everyone loves listening to? Here's how you can become a better storyteller in conversations. Let's start with the hook. The first 10 seconds of your story are gold. If you don't grab attention immediately, people might tune out. Instead of saying, "So, something happened today," say, "I learned something hilarious the hard way today." Or, "Can I tell you about the time I nearly ruined everything with one sentence?" Intrigue pulls people in. Now, the middle part. This is where you create connection. Don't just tell what happened. Show how you felt. For instance, instead of saying, "I missed my flight," try this. "I was sprinting through the airport, my shoes flying off, and just as I reached the gate, the doors were closing." That sinking feeling? Oh, it's brutal. When you share emotions, your listeners experience the story with you. Here's a fun tip. Sprinkle in some humor. Even serious stories can benefit from a touch of lightness. For example, if you're recounting a difficult meeting at work, you could say, "I felt like I was in a high-stakes chess match, and I don't even know how to play chess." Humor makes stories more memorable and keeps people engaged. Another key is relatability. If your story feels too far removed from your audience's experience, they might lose interest. Relatability doesn't mean your audience has to have lived the exact same experience. It means they can see themselves in your shoes. For example, if you're talking about running late, you might say, "You know that feeling when every red light feels like a personal attack?" "Yeah, that was me today." Relatable details make your story universal. Now, let's talk structure. Every great story has a beginning, middle, and end. Start with the setup: who, what, and where. Then build up some tension or stakes in the middle. Finally, bring it home with a satisfying resolution. Let me give you an example. Say you're telling a story about a cooking disaster. Start with, "I decided to impress my friends with homemade pizza." Simple enough, right? Build the tension. "What I didn't realize was that the dough I made was more like cement." And the smoke alarm? Oh, it loved the show. End with, "We ended up ordering takeout, and now my friends insist I'm banned from the kitchen forever." Short, engaging, and memorable. One more thing, invite participation. A great storyteller doesn't just talk, they create a conversation. You could say, "Have you ever tried cooking something and ended up with a total disaster?" This opens the floor for others to share their experiences, turning your story into a shared moment. Now, what if you're not naturally funny or dramatic? That's okay. The best stories are authentic. If you speak from the heart, people will listen. For example, if you're talking about a time you struggled with something, be honest about how it felt and what you learned. Vulnerability makes stories powerful. Here's a personal example. I once had to give a big presentation at work, and I was so nervous I forgot my opening line. For a split second, I panicked. Then I said, "Well, this is awkward," and the entire room burst into laughter. That moment taught me the power of embracing imperfections. People don't connect with perfection, they connect with realness. Finally, practice. Like any skill, storytelling gets better with time. Start with small stories, a funny moment from your day, a challenge you overcame, or even something you learned recently. Notice what makes people laugh or lean in and build from there. So, here's my challenge to you. Think of a story from your life that taught you something or made you laugh. Share it with a friend or colleague. Use a hook, focus on emotions, and keep it real. And if this inspired you, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more tips to elevate your conversations and connections. Because the world needs your stories, they just need you to tell them well.